Welcome to Reddit Snail Stories. Today we are going to read a couple of stories, including one about original poster's stepmom who tries to use her as a slave and sees nothing with it. Sit back, relax and enjoy. I, male 35, married my wife, female 36, a year ago. She's divorced from her ex-husband, Joseph, M. 39, and they share custody of their daughter, Mia, F. 15. Joseph has always been a shit-stirrer. He tends to argue and set everyone up to argue with each other. Whether it be me, my wife, her family, etc. Somehow framing me as the cause for all the terrible things happening. My wife has been trying to find a job and finally get an opportunity to work at a decent company not too far from where we lived. She had an interview and was waiting for a response when the company called and told her that her husband contacted them and told them that she had XYZ issues, which resulted in her getting disqualified for the position. She came and yelled at me, accusing me of sabotaging her career and trying to control her while ruining her reputation. I swore that I had nothing to do with it, but she said the company said that her husband contacted them. They refused to reveal his contact info. I figured it was Joseph, especially when he hinted about it. He'd usually call to brag after causing an issue and making me the bad guy. I didn't wait for his call, I called him myself, put him on speaker, and had my wife listen. I lured him into confessing and bragging about impersonating me and ruining the opportunity for my wife. My wife was furious. She left and there was a huge argument at his house. He called me yelling, saying that I set him up, and that my wife won't get off his back about it now. Moreover, his daughter Mia is now not speaking to him. He said I should have minded my own business since this wasn't about me, but I said that he was the one who tried to set me up. Anyways, he's pissed and is still making a fuss about me, invading his privacy, and keeps giving me shit about it. The comments. Is he mad at you? Frankly, I would go to the police, and then to a lawyer and report for impersonation and sabotage. This is beyond conflict or pranks, and needs to be shut down right now. What next? Will he call up Mia's intended college and tells them her grades were faked so she doesn't get to go? Not the idiot. Second reply. I hope you recorded the call if it's legal to do so where you live. If I were your wife, I'd contact the company, and let them know what had actually happened, and how I felt about them accepting his word without giving me a chance to clear my name or even verifying that he was who he claimed to be. I don't know what he told them, but if even one word was not true, I would ask the company for a notarized, written affidavit and let them know that my attorney would be subpoenaing them to testify in the anti-defamation lawsuit I was filing against my ex-husband for slander. Not the idiot. Second story. Am I the idiot for refusing to help with the care of my disabled stepsister? My dad got married to B when I was 15. B was a single mom at the time to Kaylee 5 and Jace 2. Kaylee was born with severe disabilities. She is in a wheelchair, cannot talk, cannot feed herself, has tubes, and is regularly hospitalized for different issues that arise. She is also extremely medically fragile. Kaylee is 9 now and has gotten a little worse since I first met her. My dad and B are also starting to think more about what happens when they are gone or if they fall ill and are no longer able to care for Kaylee. B told me she doesn't want to burden Jace with her care when he's an adult, that he's the younger sibling and has never known life without sacrifice for her, and she was hoping that I would take that burden off them and that I would agree to become Kaylee's guardian and take care of her or find her an amazing place to live in when the time comes. I told them I would not do that. My dad argued that I should be willing to try at least, out of love for my family. They told me it would be such a huge burden off their shoulders. This did not change my answer. B ended up walking away from the discussion in anger. Dad and I then had it out. He told me that I needed to step up and be the big sister. I told him I wasn't anybody's big sister. That I didn't have a love for his wife or her kids and was not going to sacrifice my life for his choices. He asked me what it meant and I told him I knew he had attempted to take money that my grandparents saved from me to pay for Kaylee's medical expenses. I told him I was very aware that he even threatened to stop my grandparents from seeing me because they protected the money. He accused me of being just like my mom, who left me at the hospital when I was born and was never in my life. He told me I don't care about anyone and I'm selfish. I told him then clearly he doesn't want a selfish person who cares about no one to take care of Kaylee. He said it's not true. He asked how I could even think about putting all that on poor Jace's shoulders. I told him it should be them working their asses off to make sure there is money and a plan in place and not to dump it on others. He told me it's not that straightforward. I asked him why he felt I should be more capable to make it work than he and his wife. I got a text after all that asking if I had changed my mind. I said no. B told me I was a heartless C*** and she would make sure Dad didn't do a damn thing for me anymore. I replied back that he already attempted to steal from me for her daughter, so she shouldn't have to work too hard for that. The reply: not the idiot, and I'm having a hard time buying the "he's younger so we don't want to burden him when he's an adult" excuse. I feel like it's more classic misogyny with a splash of favoritism for stepmom's kids. I've read so many stories like this, and I can't think of a single one where the parents are trying to force their son into being a caretaker unless they don't have a daughter to force into it. Third story. Am I the idiot for accusing my stepmom of being a sadist? I am 17, female. My dad has remarried about a year ago, and it's been hell from the start. For context, I have 2 younger brothers. I work and I often help out with the bills, and my 2 younger brothers, I do the exact chores that my father previously gave me. My room is always clean. I do the dishes after dinner. I do the laundry every week, and I am in charge of cleaning the kitchen, living room, and back patio, as well as taking our trash. So I do what I have to do, but I don't allow my stepmom to try and make me do more things than I already do or try to make major changes in my life. Again, I just do what I need to do so I can go on with my life. I'm just saying this to show that I am a good kid. I can admit that I really do not like my stepmom. My dad won't see it and constantly acts like I'm losing my mind, but my stepmom acts differently behind closed doors. I told everyone from the beginning that I do not see her as my mom. I won't be calling her mom, and this change with her and her 4 kids moving into our apartment will not change aspects of my life. I'm not a babysitter, but she constantly disrespects that. I'm not sure why, but she loves trying to punish me, which I don't let her do. Again, I don't need discipline. I'm just not happy anymore, and I'm done putting on a smile to please everyone or overworking myself to feel proud, so I do what I need to do and everyone can leave me alone. She constantly tries to make me do more than I already do, going as far as to clean her bedroom and bathroom, pick out her kids' clothes, buy them clothes, and gets angry if I say no. Now to the conflict. The other day she tried coming to me telling me to call off of work to watch her kids. I told her that I won't and I am not a babysitter. Her kids are all twins, 2 of them 14, 2 of them 15. She told me that she wasn't asking me, and if I'm not there I lose my phone, car, and laptop. I pay for all that. I just said I will be going. She said I won't. Don't try arguing because my dad will put me in check. All I said was, we'll see. So like I said, I went to work. I left the kids there, made them some food, and left. And she was pissed, vein popping out of her forehead, pissed. She started yelling at me, trying to take all of my stuff, but I kept them in my room and told her that I said I would not and she shouldn't be surprised. She got mad, saying how bitchy I was, incompetent to even babysit a couple of kids, and she can't wait till I turn 18 to kick me out. I agreed. And she got even madder and tried saying I will be coming straight home from school. At this point, I just accused her of being a sadist and thriving off of watching people suffer because that's the only way I could imagine someone being such a heartless idiot to someone. The argument was over. I went where I needed to, and did what I needed to, but my dad and she have given me the silent treatment and won't even leave dinner there for me. So am I the idiot? Comments. Original poster. This is so incredibly heartbreaking. I am so sorry that you were being treated this way by both your idiot stepmom and your idiot dad. You really need to invest in a camera on Amazon, or just use your cell phone, and record your stepmom's crazy behavior and the mean crap she says to you. You're not a babysitter, you're still a kid yourself. I don't blame you for not seeing her as a mom. She's not acting like a mom. Your story reminded me of Cinderella and her evil stepmother that tried so desperately to drive a wedge between Cinderella and her father until he died, and then she used Cinderella as her slave. You don't deserve to be treated that way. You do enough and you are enough. 14 and 15-year-olds are mature enough to be left home alone for hours at a time. They do not require a babysitter. TBH, it sounds like your stepmom is just creating problems for the sake of it because she doesn't like you and wants to turn your dad against you. She probably has some insecurities and jealousy issues. You should try to get your dad alone and have a serious talk with him after you've recorded your stepmom's crazy outbursts and insults. If your dad refuses to see that she's a problem, maybe you should consider other options. Do you have other families you can stay with? Also, are you planning to go away to college? At least that would be an escape and it would better your life as well. Fourth story. Am I the idiot for calling my sister Tacky? I, F23, have a twin sister Casey, F23, obviously. Casey is getting married in March 2023 and is having a really extravagant indoor wedding at a fancy hotel. I'm happy for Casey, but I think her plans for the wedding are extremely tacky, and I'm going to explain why. Casey posted on social media that she expects all guests to pay a $70 entrance fee each, and wrote it's because the wedding costs $XYZ. She's already been posting a wedding gift list all over social media as well. Ignoring that her wedding isn't even until March, all the gifts are ridiculously expensive. Designer clothes for her and future husband, high-end home appliances. I even saw, I kid you not, a $3,000 86-inch plasma TV on their wish list. If you ask me, this is a whole other level of tacky. I'm sure there's worse on this subreddit, but still. When Casey posted a GoFundMe page to help pay for their honeymoon, everyone in the family has been talking about Casey behind her back and saying they're just not going to attend, even though they told Casey they would, which is kind of harsh. I called Casey. I tried to be as nice as possible about it at first. Is there a nice way to say, "You're being tacky as hell, stop it"? I told Casey that her posts on social media and asking guests for money could be taken as insulting, and told her that she needs to think about these things, otherwise she might drive people away. Casey got mad and went on and on about how she deserves to have her dream wedding and honeymoon and how she's not asking for much. I didn't have much patience and just flat out told my sister that she was being really effing tacky, and that a lot of people won't want to attend her wedding if she keeps acting entitled. Casey hung up the phone and has blocked me on everything. One of our other siblings told me that she's been making passive-aggressive posts that are obviously about me. Our parents think I should have just kept it to myself and that I've caused drama for no reason since Casey isn't going to stop. The reply. I'd say not the idiot main reason for it. You try to help your sister realize that people are not coming because it is getting ridiculous. And sometimes some harsh words need to be said to get through. On one side, I hope your sister's wedding goes great and is as magical as she hopes. But I fear that it will go badly because she will just not be able to pay it all and not receive the gifts she wanted on top of the $70 entrance fee. Original poster. It would be one thing if she was having a destination wedding or a wedding in a place that requires a fee to get in, like a park or something, but I feel like she's asking everyone to basically pay for her wedding, their meals/drinks at least, pay for her honeymoon via GoFundMe, and then still expects an expensive wedding gift as well? I've always given cash gifts because I know how expensive weddings can be. I usually give enough to cover the meals, plus a little something extra, depending on how close I am with the couple. But I would either not go to this wedding because of the $70 fee alone, or I would refuse to give a gift, which would normally be more than the $70, if someone charged me to get in.